Why do I have to go to court?
So, why do you have to go to court? I had to go to a children's hearing a few weeks ago, and I didn't agree with what the panel members read out. Neither did my mum or dad. Because I didn't agree with the statement of grounds they called them. The panel members couldn't make a final decision about whether I should be on supervision or not. So the panel members decided to send it to court. Now a sheriff will decide if the grounds are correct or not. So, here I am.
Do I have to go to court?
So, do you have to go to court? I asked that question too. When it's an offence, you do have to go to court. But when it's about something else like that concerns your safety or your care, you might not always have to go. You have the right to go to court, but a sheriff can decide that you don't have to go if you're too young or it'll make you too upset. If you do have to go, you'll get a letter from your reporter telling you when and where it is.
What does the court look like?
Court buildings and rooms can be different in different parts of the country. They can be in buildings where other court business takes place. The reporter can arrange a pre-court visit if you'd like to see what the court looks like before you have to go.
Who will be there?
So, who will be there? The sheriff is a judge in charge of the court. Their job is to make sure that everything is done fairly and the court rules are followed. The sheriff will make the final decision about what should happen next with a statement of grounds. The children's reporter. You may have met them at the children's hearing. In court they tried to prove that the statement of grounds are true. The lawyer, sometimes known as a solicitor, is a legally trained person who can offer legal advice and assistance to young people and or their carers and speak for them in court or in children's hearings. Why don't you give the Scottish Legal Aid Board a call? They'll be able to get you the name of a lawyer in your area. The safeguarder is a person appointed to make sure that young people's interests are looked after. A safeguarder can be appointed by a sheriff or by a children's hearing. Not all children and young people need to have a safeguarder. The clerk looks after the court's papers. The court officer is responsible for helping the sheriff and other people in the court. There's you and your parents or carers, and don't worry, no members of the public are allowed in the courtroom.
What will happen in court?
So, what will happen in court? Sometimes the lawyers and reporter will speak to each other about the statement of grounds and can agree about what is correct or not. They will let the sheriff know, and they might decide to send my case back to a children's hearing. If the lawyers and reporter cannot agree about what is correct, the sheriff will decide. In order for the sheriff to make his decision, they will hear from witnesses. The witnesses will tell the court what happened or what they know. This is called their evidence. The length of time court takes can vary. Sometimes the lawyers and reporter may need more time, and the sheriff can decide to continue the case until a later date. You may need to go to court more than once.
Will I need to be a witness?
Will you need to be a witness? You shouldn't be called to be a witness unless you absolutely have to. But don't worry, if you have to be a witness, there are different things there to help you. Like giving your evidence from a different place outside the courtroom, which will be playing a TV, or having a screen if there's someone there you don't want to see. If this does happen, you'll be sent more information from the reporter's office.
What can the sheriff decide?
So, what can the sheriff decide? The sheriff can decide that the statement of grounds are correct, and the case would be sent back to a children's hearing so that the panel members can make a final decision. Or, the sheriff can decide the statement of grounds are not correct, and that would be the end of the case, and it would not go back to a children's hearing. So that's going to court. It's not that bad, and it's not that scary.
Where can I get more information?